Okay, so hot off the heels of Money in the Bank, this was an absolutely tremendous Raw. This, of course, is the start of the BM era. Brad Maddox. So, we begin, of course, with him kind of letting John Cena know that he gets to choose who he's going to face at SummerSlam. That, of course, is the main event, is him choosing who's going to face at SummerSlam. Orton comes down, says, don't worry about that, I'll take the title before that happens. Fandango comes down and challenges John Cena. And then Orton beats him up. So it's a really solid match between Orton and Fandango. With Orton, of course, winning. Great, solid, beautifully done back and forth match. I mean, this had some really, really solid wrestling. R-Truth came out and got attacked by the Wyatt family. And then Bray Wyatt cut a ridiculously bizarre promo. Just crazy over the top. Which was good, because it made it. It made that moment. And it was brilliant. The team of the Real Americans, that's Swagger and Antonio Cesaro. Yeah, so it's an American and a Swiss. They got to take on a team chosen by the WWE Universe. Would they choose Tons of Funk? Would they choose the Primetime Players? Or would they choose the Usos? They picked the Usos. Nice match, good back and forth. I liked it was a nice counter to a roll-up victory for the Usos. Solid match. Very solid match. Mark Henry came down, talked about how he lost to John Cena, and I tapped out. And then the Shield came down. And the Shield had a great battle with Mark Henry. Until, of course, the Shield was able to put him down. Great to see. I was like, wow, that was impressive. Very impressive. The end of the Divas match, it was one of the Bellas versus, I think, Naomi of the Funkadactyls. Every single time I see Brie, the non-enhanced one, she looks so tiny. So tiny. So tiny. It doesn't look like she knows what she's doing in the ring. The Bellas are horrible. And I'll transition into Total Divas. I'm planning on watching the first episode. If it focuses on all of the Divas, it could be interesting. If it focuses predominantly on the Bellas, then it might be worth seeing to see how Daniel Bryan interacts with them. See how Daniel Bryan and John Cena interact with their girlfriends. But I guess you can kind of take that from Total Divas and work that into your main event at SummerSlam. Yet John Cena, through a long, drawn-out process, chose Daniel Bryan. Place went nuts. Brilliant idea. Dolph Ziggler broke up with AJ. Pretty much right before he had his return match with Del Rio. Great match, solid match. These two guys have great chemistry. Thus on the bell rings. Ziggler is confused why the bell rings. And there's AJ. Vicious kick to the head, 1, 2, 3, Del Rio retains. Okay. AJ's beating on Ziggler. Ziggler's like, what is wrong with you? What? Freaking crazy. And then out of nowhere, he gets blasted by Big E Langston. So if you're not keeping score at home, Orton has a Fandango feud going on. The Wyatt family has a feud with Kane going on. I guess the Shield just took out Mark Henry. Daniel Bryan's going to take on John Cena. Big E Langston's going to take on new, freshly minted face Dolph Ziggler. Which should be a great feud. Damien Sandow took on Christian. Christian got a sneak victory, solid match. And then as Damien Sandow was talking about, still your intellectual savior and Mr. and Money in the Bank winner. And then Cody Rhodes attacks him. So now that you now have Cody Rhodes and Damien Sandow, two former friends turned to bitter rivals. This is good stuff. Good stuff. They talked about the Performance Center, which looks gorgeous. I think it's just got like 6 rings and space for workouts. So they got a juice bar so they can give them the proper nourishment they need. That's like an amazing facility. Just an amazing facility. And then Brad Maddox picks his main event. His main event for Monday Night Raw is Rob Van Dam versus Y2J. Doing commentary, you have JBL. And this match was OMG. I think there was a botch. It looked like Rob Van Dam was going to try to do almost like a monkey flip onto the turnbuckle, but didn't quite hit it just right, or else that was the move he was going for. Looked really awkward, but those two guys had great chemistry. Which is weird, because a while back I actually saw Rob Van Dam talk about how when he first came in, he and Jericho were buddies, and then he started taking Jericho's spot, essentially, and Jericho kind of a prick to him. But that's in the past, and they're cool now. Great match, brilliant back and forth. It showed that they could both do a high-impact style and do it slow enough to keep it within the E confines. 5-star frog splash, and the winner, Rob Van Dam. Now, of course, I left out one other part. Probably the best microphone work I have heard in some time. CM Punk, who was attacked by Paul Heyman last night, with 13 staples in the back of his head now, called out Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman came down and just gave him an absolute tirade. This is probably like a 10-minute long promo between these two, and it is gold. It's gold wrapped in bacon. It was amazing. Then he called out Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman, what your immediate future is? Did the circle on the ground? Did the it's clobbering time? And then Lesnar came down. And CM Punk fought as valiantly as he could against Lesnar. But Lesnar, way too much for him. And Lesnar F5s him into the announce table. Brilliant stuff. So, if you're not keeping track, going into SummerSlam, you've got Orton Fandango, you've got Rhodes Sandow. Looks like you now have, beyond AJ and Caitlyn, you now also have Dolph Ziggler and Big E Langston. The Shield put down Mark Henry. The Wyatt family has called out Kane. Daniel Bryan is taking on John Cena. CM Punk is having an all-out war with Paul Heyman. And we still have 5 weeks to go until SummerSlam. I don't know what they put into the drinks of the creative team. It's got to be power thirst. Because they are just on a rocket ship to the moon made of biceps. Just phenomenal raw.